Season 4 of APWA Anarchy finally returns to YouTube on May 31st, which is literally next week Saturday. And leading up to that announcement, APWA had been dropping all these little videos. The first one was titled Removed, which is literally the Great William watching a clip of him losing the Performance Championship to Wade Alucard, which implies that this feud between Wade Alucard and the Great William is far from done. The second clip that they dropped was titled Recognized, which is JP the Boar going through his garden apparently looking for his newly won APWA championship. This guy basically spent 3 seasons losing 90% of his matches, and he finally wins the big one, and now he's gonna be hunted. And the final video that they dropped recently was titled Remnant, which is Alex Desire looking at a photo of him holding the Undisputed Championship, which he doesn't have anymore, and it implies that he might be turning heel, which there have been signs in the past 3 seasons that he's getting fed up with everything. So am I excited for APWA Anarchy Season 4? Yes. Will I be doing a full recap of the show? No, I'll be talking about certain things from the show, but I won't be doing a full recap because I want people to actually go out and watch the full show. It's less than an hour. So, Logan Paul arrived to trash talk Jey Uso before he was interrupted by Gunther, who, while he respects his social media game, Gunther does not like the implication that Logan Paul thinks he's better than him, and says that if Logan beats Jey Uso and they fight off in their match, the bell is gonna ring and Gunther is gonna eat Logan Paul alive. And that's when Jey Uso would show up and super kick Logan Paul in the face. Paul Heyman will tell Jey Uso that himself, Logan Paul, and Gunther, they're all short-term plans. The long-term plan as World Heavyweight Champion is Seth Rollins. The Judgment Day defeated Penta and AJ Styles thanks to the outside interference of El Grande Americano. Seth Rollins hopes to have a WrestleMania rematch against Logan Paul, but this time with the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Roxanne Perez defeated Natalya and Becky Lynch to qualify for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match after Lyra Valkyria attacked Becky Lynch during the match. Sami Zayn promises Jey Uso to always have his back when it comes to Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Akira Tozawa managed to get himself a match against Rusev for next week before he was interrupted by Chad Gable, who insulted Akira and then asked Adam Pearce for a Money in the Bank qualifying match for himself and Ivy Nile. Sheamus defeated Grayson Waller. Gunther doesn't like the idea of Seth Rollins calling himself the long-term World Heavyweight Champion when he sees himself as the future of the business. Rhea Ripley defeated Kairi Sane and Zoe Stark to qualify for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Rusev addresses Akira Tozawa and says that while he welcomes this challenge with open arms, he's still going to hurt Akira Tozawa next week. Finn Balor introduced the Judgment Day to Roxanne Perez, and Perez even came with gifts: Dino Nuggies for Dominic Mysterio and an apple for Carlito. But Raquel Rodriguez is not happy about it. And then in the main event, Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker ended via disqualification when Seth Rollins attacked Jey Uso. This brought out Sami Zayn and CM Punk, who would attack Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins into the crowd area, only for Logan Paul to arrive and knock out Jey Uso to end the show. So, Shawn Legacy defeated Ashante Diadanis and Javon Evans in a triple threat match. Jordan Grace talks about how her and Stephanie Becker have had similar journeys to get to WWE, but only one woman is going to walk out of Battleground as the NXT Women's Champion. Lola Vice was hyping up Stephanie and says that maybe one day they will fight each other before being confronted by Fatal Influence. And after these two started arguing with each other, JC Jane will suggest that Fallon Henley should fight Lola Vice. Sean Spears defeated Josh Briggs with a roll-up thanks to an interference of the Culling, and Josh Briggs would immediately attack Sean Spears before the rest of the Culling would back up Spears, only for Hank and Tank to also show up and even the numbers game. Thea Hale was comforting Tatum Paxley, saying that she understands what it's like to lose everything, before Thea Hale just got attacked by Jada Parker, who then looked at Tatum Paxley and said that she feels bad for her, and when Paxley asked if she's telling the truth, Jada Parker just says no. OTM defeated Chase U in a tag team match. Obafemi tells Miles Bourne that this is not a Disney fairy because at Battleground he's going to kill his dreams. And Miles Bourne responds saying that many people have doubted him before, and if Obafemi underestimates him too, he's gonna shock the world and end up becoming NXT champion. And then Obafemi got attacked by the new NXT signee Jasper Troy, only for Miles Bourne to get back in the ring and chase away Jasper Troy. Ava is sick and tired of Ricky Sainz and Ethan Page having this constant fighting between each other. So next week, Ricky Sainz is going to be defending his NXT North American Championship against Ethan Page. Tony D'Angelo addresses Stacks and promises that at Battleground he will rip his head off. Lola Vice defeated Fallon Henley. Stephanie Becker gets interviewed about her match against Jordan Grace at Battleground. Dark State tells everybody that whenever they attack, nobody is safe. Kalani Jordan defeated Zarya and will now challenge Sol Ruka at Battleground for the Women's North American Championship. And in the main event, Trick Williams and Joe Hendry had a fight with Joe Hendry standing tall. Listen, this is probably never gonna fucking happen. But looking at this AI-made image, I want to see Charlotte Flair go completely goth. This is an image that was connected to a tweet that said this is what Charlotte Flair will look like the longer she spends with Alexa Bliss. And while it's funny, I genuinely just want to see Charlotte Flair dye her hair black, put on some black makeup, all black attire. It worked for Rhea Ripley, because look at her popularity right now. And yes, realistically speaking, we all know Charlotte Flair is never gonna fucking do this. However, I still stand by the fact that I want to see this happen, because even though this is an AI made image, this is the most visually interesting I've seen Charlotte in her 10 years that she's been on WWE. I'm sorry, the fuck do you mean Brock Lesnar has long hair now? This is the Brock Lesnar I was introduced to in 2013. Clean cut with a buzz cut. The beast incarnate. And he kept this look for almost 10 years. Then this man disappears for a year and a half, comes back with a full-on beard and a ponytail, and has a brand new gimmick as Cowboy Brock Lesnar. Now this man hasn't been seen in the company since SummerSlam of 2023 and has grown a full length of hair. I've seen people commenting that this isn't Brock Lesnar, this is Brock Jericho. Even if he somehow returned to WWE with this same look, what do we call him now, Pastor Brock? So, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest started the show off with a brawl. Tiffany Stratton arrived to cut a promo, before she was then interrupted by Alexa Bliss. And then eventually Charlotte Flair would arrive to join in the promo segment. We then had a triple threat match where Julia defeated Zelina Vega and Charlotte to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We then had a video package of DIY addressing the SmackDown tag team division. Zelina Vega attacked Chelsea Green for insulting her, and when the Secret Service got involved, Meechin and BFAB also arrived. And then Nick Aldis would make a tag match between the Secret Service and Meechin and BFAB. Tommaso Ciampa defeated Chris Sabin thanks to the interference of Candice LeRae. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre had another brawl. Jacob Fatu told Solo Sikoa that he doesn't trust JC Mateo and doesn't view him as family. Alexa Bliss made fun of Charlotte Flair for not going into the Money in the Bank ladder match. BFAB and Meechin defeated the Secret Service thanks to the help of Zelina Vega. Santos Escobar reveals to Berto that the entirety of Legado del Fantasma will have a match at Worlds Collide. JC Mateo and Jacob Fatu defeated Jimmy Uso and Rey Fenix in a tag match. R-Truth cut a promo addressing his match against John Cena tomorrow at Saturday night's main event. A video package of Naomi, Jade Cargill, and Nia Jax would reveal that they're having a Money in the Bank qualifying match next week. LA Knight defeated Shinsuke Nakamura and Aleister Black to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. The Miz reveals that he is the one that got Carmelo Hayes the Money in the Bank qualifying match for next week. Nick Aldis would tell Jacob Fatu that he is also in that Money in the Bank qualifying match. A video package of Bianca Belair would reveal that she's coming back next week. And in the main event, the WWE Tag Team Championship match between Fraxium versus the Street Profits ended via disqualification when the Wyatt Six made their return to attack the Street Profits, Fraxium, DIY, and Motor City Machine, with them blowing out a birthday cake for Bray Wyatt to end the show. Am I hearing people saying that Sami Zayn is going to turn heel and attack CM Punk to join Seth Rollins' crew? It would make a lot more logical sense for Seth Rollins to have found a third member for his crew to attack either Punk or Sami during the match to help him win. What did I fucking say? Sami Zayn turning heel made absolutely no sense, but Seth Rollins finding a third member to help him win made the most sense in the world, and now we have Bronson Reed as part of Seth's crew, who attacked CM Punk during the match, allowing for Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker to win and beat up Sami Zayn. As for everything else that happened at Saturday night's main event, Zelina Vega is still the United States Champion, Damian Priest beat Drew McIntyre in a steel cage match, John Cena beat R-Truth with a low blow, and this segment happened where John Cena told Jey Uso the best way to ruin professional wrestling is to have a YouTuber like Logan Paul beat Jey Uso, who's part of a decorated wrestling family, for the World Heavyweight Championship. And oh, he meant that when he interfered in the main event, as he tried to beat up Jey Uso to help Logan Paul win the World Heavyweight Championship. Unfortunately for John Cena, this was the night when Cody Rhodes decided to come back and beat up John Cena, helping Jey Uso beat Logan Paul to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's when Cody Rhodes would pick up the microphone and make the challenge for Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso to take on John Cena and Logan Paul in a tag team match at Money in the Bank. And that's everything you legit need to know without having to watch a 2-hour show on YouTube. Oh, and another thing. They announced that Evolution 2 is coming back on July 13th.